cash flows £2,600, which is crazy, and that's an annual profit for me of £32,000. That gives an ROI of 81%. So, like I said, if they continue in that fashion, I'll be a very happy guy. If you told me I could raise £260,000 of private investment 2 years ago, I would have literally laughed in your face. Follow up on your deals. So 50% of my deals I wouldn't have had if I didn't follow up.
Let's hear for Jordan.
Hi, Aaron. Yeah, thanks for having me up on stage, Simon. Truly humbled and blessed to be up here, and thanks to the wider community, all the masterminders. Thanks for all your help and all the advice you've given me over the past 12 months. So a little bit about me. I'm Jordan. I'm 28 years of age. I'm from just outside Swansea in a little town called Port Talbot. From a very young age, I did an apprenticeship at a steel maker called Tata Steel. Sure, a lot of you will have heard of it on the news because very regular. It's going into administration or trying to sell. So a lot of my journey is based around the fact that there's instability in the market, and obviously you didn't want to rely on just one stream of income. When I started this journey, I had no property experience whatsoever. So I literally didn't even own my own house for myself. So if I wouldn't be able to tell you how to plaster a wall, I wouldn't be able to tell you how to do anything. So it just goes to show how far I've come over the past 12 months. And there's a little action shot of me in work on a day-to-day basis. Not quite as glamorous as dressing up in a suit and everything, but yeah, still pays the bills. So why property for me? So I actually worked with a previous masterminder, and he actually left the business. And that sort of piqued my interest because I thought, well, we're on decent money, and he's actually managed to replace his income by property. So I went along to, he was speaking at a PIN event, I might add, and he encouraged me to come along. And I had a little bit of money, which he knew about. So I think he may have thought, let's get him along to this PIN event, and he may invest with me. But unfortunately, it went the opposite, and I thought, well, maybe I should start doing this myself. So I read Property Magic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that sort of just completely transformed my mindset. Thinking about how we were swapping out times for money in the day job, and doing overtime. There's like a ceiling on your earnings. If you want to earn more, you've got to work more, and that didn't really appeal to me. So I went on the Mastermind Accelerator, and to anyone who's thinking about doing that, I procrastinated for a good 6 months before actually deciding to sign up. And I wish I'd done it earlier, because it was a 3-day action-packed event, just full of property. You're immersed in it. And yeah, it just blew my mind. So instantly I signed up for Mastermind, me and a few of the guys here who I'm really close with and now I call friends for life. We all sort of signed up on the same weekend. And I remember we were sitting in the bar, all pretty white in the face, thinking, what the hell have we just done? But I can say, hand on heart, I wouldn't change any of it for the world. And yeah, why property? I want to live life on my terms. So I'm still fairly young, I would hope. And yeah, I don't really want to, I want to live life by design. I know Dan Hill says that a lot. And yeah, I think property is a good vehicle to allow you to do that. So my strategy, I put solve people's problems. The reason I've put that is because a lot of time I speak to people in the PIN network, and they say, I've seen this deal on Rightmove, I've seen this deal on Zoopla, and I think it's a potential PLO, or I might go and ask the vendor, does he want to do a rent-to-rent? But for me, what I've found over the last 18 months is you really have to go and meet these people before you try suggesting any sort of strategy. You've got to find out what's their problem, what's their pain, and then what we do is solve their problems, and obviously then it's a win-win situation for us and them. So high-end co-living is the actual strategy. So we're going really luxury and all en suite. So we're spending a lot of money on the properties, but hopefully that's future-proofing them and, you know, less voids, and you'll see how it all ties in as I go along now, what our actual strategy is. So we use planning gain. Article 4 is something that's in Swansea, and at the start I really didn't like it because obviously you've got to work a little bit harder, but as the time's gone on, I've grown to really love it because we're finding deals now that most investors would probably discount, purely because my business partner Al, he's amazing with the planning. Give him credit where it's due, and he's spotting things we can get through the planning gain, and it's really adding value for us. So this all sort of ties in because we add value with the planning gain, we add value with the uplift, we add on suites and push up the rents, and in turn we're going for commercial valuations. This allows us then to get really aggressive, push the valuations higher, recycle out capital, and then go again. And I continue to grow my mindset because a lot of what we mastermind is a property course, but what I would say is a massive, massive, massive self-development course as well. A lot of people in the room here may not have done any deals, but I'm pretty sure that they could be very confident to say that going forward, they have got a great mindset, all the property knowledge, and I'm sure they're going to be very successful in the future. So there's a cheesy key selfie from me. You're going to see a lot of these over the coming months, I might warn you. But this was sourced via a landlord letter. So the property was actually housed with asylum seekers. So the vendor was pretty motivated, and he wanted this off his hands. So we went out, we seen it. It was in really, really bad condition, and to a point that the people that were living there wouldn't even use the kitchen. So they were all cooking sort of fish and all sorts on induction hobs in their rooms, which, yeah, wasn't a pretty sight. But, yeah, so 7-bed HMO. It was Article 4, and it didn't actually have the planning permission to be allowed to be used as a 7-bed. And so we offered to take the hassle off him, that we needed to get 10 years' worth of ASTs and all the rest of it. And I put in here not to trust all professionals. The reason for that is I give it to a planning consultant that was actually recommended through the PIN circuit. Just give him all the stuff and let him get on with it. And I remember he asked me, do you want to read over it before I submit it? And I said, no, it's fine. You're the expert. Just submit it. But then when we actually reviewed it, it got denied. And when I actually went to somebody else, they said, this would have never got through. So that's just a learning to take away from this deal. And this deal then took me 12 months to get over the line because of all the planning issues, etc. But I put in there in capital letters persistence because there was even times in the deal where I was literally ready to walk away because I felt so embarrassed to the vendor. I felt like saying, sorry, mate, I'm wasting your time. But we just kept going, we kept building a really good relationship with the seller. And luckily, he stayed for 12 months with his property pretty much empty. And then we got it over the line. So this is the part that everybody likes to see. This is the numbers. I know Simon says that on your first deal will never be your best deal. But hopefully, if they all come like this, I'll be a pretty happy guy. So it was 145,000 we managed to negotiate on a 7-bed existing HMO. We're really going to push the deco and the en-suites, and we've pretty much gone to back to brick on this one. So it's 120,000 we're spending on the refurb, and based on local comparables and different things, and we've had Rick's valuation, that would be about 350,000 based on the rental income that we'll achieve. That gives a monthly cash flow, which is quite incredible. That's not far off what my monthly income is in my day job at the moment, which is what I find mind-blowing. It's got a really low mortgage on it because I'm a new investor, I could only have a 70% loan to value. So it's actually a little bit more money left in the deal, but still cash flows £2,600, which is crazy, and that's an annual profit for me of £32,000. That gives an ROI of 81%. So like I said, if they continue in that fashion, I'll be a very happy guy. So this is one where I could probably demonstrate how we're adding value through planning. So this is a purchase option that we agreed. Again, this was sourced via a landlord letter. It was a 6-bed HMO, but when we actually went out there and had a look around the property, we noticed there was a 7th bedroom. So we said, oh, right, okay, what's going on with this bedroom? There was a boiler in there, and there was all storage and stuff. And he said, no, I just never really bothered going through the planning and stuff. I didn't think I could get it through. So we were like, great, we've already done this on a previous project, that'd be no problem. So we agreed on an option. We sold it to him by telling him that he would have to do this himself, get the planning to sell it on, a certificate of lawful use. And he was happy for us to take it on an option if we sorted the planning costs and all the hassle that went with it. So the planning got accepted, 7-bed HMO. We had a 1-year option on it, just in case there was any comeback, and it didn't go through. But the purchase price for this one was $215,000. Refurbishment costs, again, we're in a rough ballpark all the time of about $120,000 because we're really stripping these houses back to the shell and building them back up so they're essentially bomb-proof, and hopefully it'll pay off in less maintenance and less voids. What's really interesting about this one is it's actually been empty for so long. We're getting an empty homes grant of £25,000, so instantly that takes a lot off the refurb. The revaluation on this one, because it's in a very, very good location, is $400,000. That gives us a monthly profit of £2,315, and my share of that is £1,157. Gives an annual profit of £27,000. ROI again, 72%. So just to summarise, I know this is the juicy part that everyone wants to know. If you told me I could raise £260,000 of private investment 2 years ago, I would have literally laughed in your face. However, it is absolutely possible. As Henry Ford says, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And we just got on with it. We just got ourselves out there. We raised our credibility. We attended events, and that's the amount that we managed to raise. So the total amount of property I managed to purchase, it added up to £755,000. The end value of these properties are £1.35 million. Total profit per annum is £115,000, and my share of that is £72,000 for the year. So again, pretty much doubled my income in a year, 18 months. Literally blows me away that I'm even standing here telling you all this. So what's next for us? We're currently negotiating 9 PLOs. Spoke about it a little bit earlier on today. But yeah, we're in advanced negotiations with the vendor, trying to solve his problems, but also making it work for us. We've got another 7-bedroom property that the planning's going in very soon, and another one where we think, because we've mastered the planning, we can actually get this deal from a C3 to a C4 into a HMO in an Article 4 area, which is great. And I put in there to build systems and processes. So at the moment, I'm a deal maker, and I like to get out there and meet people, and that's where I get my energy. But the other side of it with spreadsheets and everything, that's not really my forte, so that's something I really need to build on in the next year and make sure that the systems are in place, and you know, I'm not spending all my time in the business. So my top tips: focus on one strategy and find your investment early. The reason for that is, from the get-go, I just knew I was investing in Swansea, and I knew I wanted to do HMOs. So I just literally, it's all I focused on, and I found that really, really helped. You see a lot of people doing like really great things with like serviced accommodation and other different things. And you do get tempted. You think, oh, that sounds great. That's like a shiny penny. But yeah, I just stuck to the one strategy in the end, and it's really paid off. Follow up on your deals. So 50% of my deals I wouldn't have had if I didn't follow up, which is actually crazy because I've done 4 or 5 HMOs. And if I hadn't had half of them, I wouldn't be on the stage today. So make sure you follow up every month. They might say no now, but it doesn't mean no, not forever. And persistence is just something, just get up every day, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the right things, and I can promise you'll get the results. I know it's cliche, but trust the process. Simon tells us to do a lot of things. If you literally just follow what he tells you to do, it's a winning recipe, and you know you can't really fail. Build relationships with vendors. The reason I've said that is there's so many deals here that would have fallen over if I didn't have a great relationship with a vendor. Some of them were drawn out for months and months over COVID with delays with solicitors and different things. So yeah, that relationship was vital, and keeping in contact with them and keeping that relationship going. And build a power team early. So yeah, the power team, I wouldn't have been able to do any of it without them. They pretty much get the deals over the line. All I'm doing is putting it all together, and they're making it happen. So huge thanks to them. I just want to give a huge thanks to Simon Zutshi, the man himself. Without him, this group and this environment that he's created, this wouldn't even be possible. Andy Haynes and Alyssa for all your support and your help. Really, really, truly appreciate it. Kirsten Leons, who was my coach for the 12, 18 months, she's had to put up with some moaning and some stressful moments, so I thank her very much. Alistair, my business partner, somebody I've met through this network, and I'm truly, truly blessed to have him on board, and we're working really well together at the moment. The Mastermind Origins, all my boys that we met at Accelerator, the amount of chats we've had and Zoom calls over the years truly picked me up, and everyone in the Mastermind family. My family as well, and my partner Gemma, she's had to put up with a lot over the last 18 months of taking calls and texting and all sorts. So I just want to give a huge thanks to them, and yeah, huge thanks to everyone in the room. Thanks for having me, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks very much.
I do hope you got massive value from watching this YouTube video. I'd encourage you to click on the link below to come and do the online training with me. And I've got another video lined up for you, which I think is also going to be really useful, that you should watch once you've registered for the online training with me. So invest with knowledge, invest with skill. I'll see you very soon.